Why are women more likely to have relationships with acquaintances? 6 ladies share their real experiences. Hello everyone, I'm Dudu. Why do women easily spark love sparks with acquaintances? This is not uncommon in life, and the reasons behind it are quite complicated. Next, let's talk about it. We all know that many women often complain about their husbands after getting married, as if they have changed into a different person. When you are in love, it's so sweet, holding you in the palm of your hand, pampering you and obeying you in everything. But once you get married, the style suddenly changes. The love you give is like a faucet that is not tightened, getting less and less, and you often get angry over a little thing. Why is this? In fact, there are 2 main reasons. First, after marriage, the relationship between husband and wife is settled, and some men feel that they don't need to coax their wives like they did when they were in love, and relax their management of feeling. They think that marriage is a safe, and their wives can't run away, so they no longer work hard to cherish this relationship. Second, when the people spend a long time together, the novelty gradually disappears, and conflicts and problems emerge one after another like bamboo shoots after rain. If the couple cannot deal with these emotional problems, the relationship will become more and more rigid. Some women may even lose their way in marriage and betray their marriage. Speaking of this, have you noticed that if a woman cheats, she often likes to find acquaintances around her, unlike some men who may find strangers? Why is this? Let's listen to the stories of these people involved. Let's talk about Sister Lee first. She is 38 years old. Her experience is really touching. The story between her and her husband's friend is just like a TV drama plot. At the beginning, it was her husband who introduced them to each other. The friend and her husband were work partners. They were almost 40 years old and still single. Seeing that he was alone, her husband often asked him to come to his house for dinner. After a few visits, everyone became familiar with each other. Sometimes my husband is busy with work and often away on business. When the water pipes at home are broken or the lights are not on, my husband calls him to help and asks Li Ji to stay for dinner. The summer of the year before last, my husband was away on business again. It suddenly rained heavily that day. Li Ji went to the balcony to collect clothes, but the door was locked. She was wearing pajamas and her phone was locked at home. She was helpless. There was no way, so she could only ask the property management to call her husband. Her husband contacted his friend and asked him to help find a locksmith company. After the door was opened, Li Ji was caught in the rain and had a splitting headache. The friend reached out to touch her forehead, and she subconsciously dodged for a while. But not long after, the friend bought medicine and came back. That night, the friend stayed overnight for the first time, made a mistake and fell into a painful and tangled relationship. Li Ji thought that they would have the opportunity to meet when her husband was not at home and slowly break up. But things are not that simple. Their relationship became closer and closer and was finally discovered by her husband. Her husband hit her, and the slap woke her up. She regretted it so much and wanted to ask her husband for forgiveness, but he refused. Just like that, she destroyed her marriage with her own hands. Sister Lee later told me that she really didn't think that things would develop like this. At the beginning, she just felt that it was reassuring to have a friend to help, but later she lost herself in loneliness and gratitude. She warned all women not to let outsiders get involved too deeply in marriage, especially the opposite sex. Sister Lynn's experience is also quite sad. She cheated on her best-IE's husband. Every time she went shopping with her best-IE, her best-IE's husband would follow. That man was very gentle and gentlemanly, considerate to her best-IE, and also took good care of Sister Lynn. After a while, Sister Lynn had a good impression of him. Although she kept it in her heart, she also regarded him as the standard for finding a partner. Who would have thought that once her best-IE quarreled with her husband, the man asked Sister Lynn out for a drink. It may be alcohol or it may be true love. They had something that shouldn't have happened. The men left without saying anything, and then they pretended that nothing had happened. But since then, the man often asked her out for dinner and drinks. Sister Lynn wanted to refuse, but couldn't help looking forward to it. I don't know if it was her fault or if the couple had problems themselves, they quarreled more and more fiercely, and the man even said he wanted to divorce. But at this time, Sister Lynn wanted to break up with him. Later, she started dating someone and gradually became estranged from the man. But the couple still divorced. After the divorce, the man came to Sister Lynn again and threatened that if she didn't agree to be together, he would break up her and her current boyfriend. This matter is really too messy. Sister Lynn said that she really didn't think that she would hurt her best friend at the time. At first, she just thought it was help and care, but later she got deeper and deeper into it without realizing it. She warned everyone not to interfere in the marriage of friends. Even a little bit of goodwill may lead to irreversible consequences. Let me talk about Xiaoing, who is 24 years old. Her story is also quite representative. After she got together with her boyfriend, she found out that a male friend liked her. When she found out, she was very entangled and didn't know what to do. The male friend also said that he didn't want to embarrass her and they didn't have to be together. One time when they were drinking together, they had sex. Since then, she actually liked this kind of stimulating feeling, and she was particularly addicted. Whenever her boyfriend was on a business trip or not at home, they would go to the male friend's house for a date, thinking that it was convenient to be at his house and there were not so many troubles. Xiaoting later told me that she was actually very afraid of this kind of relationship, but she couldn't help the freshness. She knew it was wrong, but she lost herself in the impulse every time. Xiaoting realized that this kind of relationship not only hurt her boyfriend, but also put herself in a moral dilemma. She warned everyone that impulse is the devil, especially this kind of impulse involving a third party. The consequences are disastrous. Finally, there is Sister Fangfang, who is 32 years old. Her marriage is not very happy. Her husband likes cold violence and doesn't communicate with her. The other man is handsome, capable at work, and gentle in character, which is exactly her ideal type. Once, Sister Fangfang encountered a problem at work, and it was this man who came forward to help her solve it. At that time, others thought that he was Sister Fangfang's husband. Sister Fangfang thought to herself, if she had met him first, would she not have to live this kind of marriage life now? Once, Sister Fangfang had a quarrel with her husband, and the man comforted her and said that he would find time to talk to her husband. Looking at this caring man in front of her, Sister Fangfang couldn't help but hugged him and kissed him, and the two had a relationship. After the first time, she became more and more bold. Sister Fangfang even thought that maybe she would divorce her husband in the future and be with this man. However, Sister Fangfang later realized that this kind of relationship not only hurt her husband, but also made herself fall into deep self-blame. She warned everyone that problems in marriage should be solved in the right way, rather than using cheating to escape reality. So, why are women more likely to have sex with acquaintances? From these stories, we can see that there are various reasons why women have sex with acquaintances. But to sum up, there are mainly the following points. There is often a sense of familiarity between acquaintances, and this familiarity can bring a sense of security. For example, Sister Lee thought it was normal for friends to help, but she crossed the line unknowingly. Interactions between acquaintances are more likely to make people relax their vigilance and fall into relationships that should not exist. In addition, many women cheat because of loneliness in marriage and unmet emotional needs. For example, Sister Fangfang, her husband likes cold violence and does not communicate with her, while the man can give her enough care. This emotional gap can easily make people lost. Some women may just be impulsive or attracted by novelty. For example, Xiaoting was attracted by the feeling of excitement, but did not realize the consequences of this behavior. Environment and opportunity are also important factors. For example, Sister Lynn's interaction with her best, i.e.'s husband, was originally normal, but because of an impulse after drinking, it triggered an inappropriate relationship. The relaxed environment and the emergence of opportunities can easily make people cross the bottom line. However, no matter what the reason is, this behavior is wrong. Although it is not in line with traditional concepts for a single woman to have a relationship with a single acquaintance, at least she does not have to be responsible for a third party. As long as both parties are willing, it is barely acceptable. But if one or both parties are not single, it would be a serious violation of morality. No matter what your reason is, this behavior is not advisable. So I have to advise those friends who are not single not to play with fire and burn themselves. Don't be naive to think that it's okay to play with a small fire. Sparks can start a prairie fire. Many big troubles are just small signs at the beginning. If you have to do this, don't regret it if something goes wrong. In the matter of feelings, you still have to stick to the bottom line. Cherish the people in front of you and don't regret it until you lose them. When you encounter problems in your marriage, you should learn to solve them in the right way rather than using cheating to escape reality. If you feel that your marriage is unhappy, you can try to communicate, consult professionals, or even consider divorce, but never betray your partner in your marriage. Well, that's all for today's video. Welcome to leave a message for discussion. We'll talk again next time. Bye.